Good afternoon, everybody. You're very welcome on my channel here, and if it's your first time, you're especially welcome. My name is Christiana Davidson, and I'm a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. I'm so grateful to be. It's just phenomenal what we can tackle. There's nothing we can't tackle. No symptom in your life that we can't find a solution to. It blows my mind sometimes the work that happens in sessions, and it's my great honor to do this work to help people out of the impact of having grown up in a dysfunctional family system, especially a narcissistic one. But there again, there's no family alive on earth that can say there's no trouble here. All of us come out of childhood impacted in some way, shape, or form, and it's our responsibility, I believe, as adults, to take stock of it, and then to, do what we can to heal ourselves. Now, just before we dive into the topic today, which is all about the narcissistic mother, I just want to flag up that I'm hosting an online hypnotherapy group event. And that's going to be taking place over 3 Sundays in October. So, a couple of weeks' time, October the 8th, 15th, and the 22nd. And these sessions are all going to be about bringing out your negative self-image, the image of yourself that you have at present, so that you can shift it to the true you, the authentic version of you, and thereby change your life. So if that is something that you would be interested in, please check out my website, www.delightinyou.com. And do come along, because it's the first time I'm running this. It's going to be at a very reasonable price, and liable to increase the next time I host this, and it's going to be powerful because I'm going to make it so. Okay, without further ado, now let's dive into today's topic. We're looking at the narcissistic mother and how she blames her children for her unhappy life. Blames her children for her life, in other words. And this is such a painful experience if you've been through it with your mother. And you'll relate to this video, I'm sure, if that is the case. So the narcissistic mother uses her children as a means of gaining both adulation, attention, and sympathy at the same time. Now, when they're very young, she laps up her children's adoration of her and their unconditional love and their dependence upon her as a sort of God in their lives. However, when the child begins to separate or individuate, as they call it, healthily from her at about age 1 to 3 years old, she gets annoyed by their defiance doing this, by their attempts to be separate from her or different to her, their non-compliance to her wishes. She demands their attention, and they're keeping her as the center of their world. And so she has to take some kind of action now to reassert herself as the dominant force in their lives, as the center of their world. So as the children grow up, she herself is prone to have tantrums and outbursts when things don't go her way, or she is having to do the actual mundane things of motherhood, like running a home or dealing with arguments or tantrums in the children. In fact, she'll often have a tantrum herself to stop the child's tantrum. And it's at this point that she may begin to say things along the lines of, "Oh, gosh, if only I'd married Stephen. He was a doctor. Who knows where I might be now if I had. And by this, she communicates her total disappointment in her decision to marry your father. And of course, by this, she is communicating her disappointment in you as her child, because it's you that keeps her with him, chained to a life she doesn't want. A life of service to her children, where she's a martyr having to do all of this. Now, the crux of this is, and I really want you to take this away from today, you see, as a child of a narcissistic parent, we're trained, we're groomed to attune to her, to see the world through mum's eyes. We're trained to feel things the way she might feel them. So when it comes to things like this, the mother blaming the child for her disappointing life, her unhappiness, you as the child feel that disappointment as if it was your own. You feel her frustration with dad and with you. And you go around trying to make up for her life decisions. You feel it so deeply on her half. It's almost like you see yourself through her eyes, and through her eyes, you're a burden. You're a disappointment because you're chaining her to this life she doesn't want. And so you try to make yourself now, to counteract that, you try to make yourself the reason that she becomes glad about her life. You try to prove to her that it was worth marrying dad, that you are lovable, that you can be a blessing in her life, not a curse. But it's never enough. Never. And why? Because she doesn't want to be pleased. Well, she does want to be pleased by you, but she doesn't want to ever give you that satisfaction, because it's about control. It's about controlling you with guilt, controlling you with manipulation, to always be trying to be responsible for her happiness, to be the cause of her happiness for the rest of her life. That is how she manipulates you ultimately, to believe that it's your responsibility to do that. And many end up doing this into old age, as she gets older. Even adults, don't get married, or that they make that the full purpose of their life, even if they are married. So here we have this common feature of the narcissistic mother, making others responsible for their lives, not taking accountability, for their own decisions, manipulating. It's everybody else that must do something immediately to respond to their unhappiness. That's why you're here. So if that has been part of your experience, I hope you can sort of now begin to take apart the sort of manipulation now, from how personally you took it as a child, and how subconsciously you may still be believing that you need to somehow make up to your mother, that if you go off and lead your own life, you're being selfish. Because she had to sacrifice hers and lead a disappointing one because of you. But it wasn't because of you, not at all. It's because of her. Because she's not taking responsibility for her own happiness. She's expecting everybody else to, and that's just not how life works. That's how infants respond to life. But adults take charge, and they take accountability, and they step up, and they make lemon lemonade out of their lemons. But narcissistic mothers will hold on to the lemons because that keeps them able to be victim and able to manipulate everybody around them to feel sorry for them, to empathize with them. So we've got to stop now empathizing with them and start empathizing with yourself, not to see yourself through your mother's gaze, to begin bringing your gaze back to you and seeing your mother through your own gaze, a clear one. And that's what I help people do. We reverse this topsy-turvy, bonkers system that is the narcissistic family system. I hope that was helpful, everyone. Please do book in with me if you'd like a free consultation. I have an amazing program, psychotherapy and hypnotherapy together. It's very powerful. And then also there's the upcoming online group hypnotherapy sessions in October. And let me tell you, something magical happens when a group of people gets together with the same intentions. It is so powerful. Anyway, have a great afternoon, everybody, and see you soon. Bye.